Today we're going to make strawberry jam. It's a great spring favorite to have and then be able to have fresh strawberry jam all year long. So let's get started. The first thing that we want to do is use 2 quarts of strawberries for our recipe. You must use 2 quarts and then you will wash your strawberries good. Once the strawberries are washed, you will need to cap off all your strawberries. And I am just using the container the strawberries came in to take the caps off. I find it's easy to throw them away when I use this method. And I'm just putting the strawberries that are already capped into a different bowl just to keep them separated. Next, I like to go ahead and label my lids before I put them in the pot to boil before putting them onto the jars. Next, you will put down 1 layer of strawberries and get out a potato masher and start crushing your strawberries. Then add more strawberries to your pot and continue to crush them through this process. Add 1/4 cup of lemon juice to the strawberries that are crushed. Next, we will add 1 container of pectin, and we will stir in the pectin good. Pectin is made from fresh fruits, and it helps us not have to stir to get to a gelling point. It makes the recipe easier. We will want the strawberries to come to a boil, and once they come to a boil, then we will add in our sugar. It takes 7 cups of sugar, and you cannot deviate from the amount of sugar or it will not set up properly. So we need to stir this in and let it dissolve and then have it come to a rolling bowl. Once it comes to a rolling bowl, we will start to stir it and continue to stir it for 1 minute. After 1 minute, we will cut off the heat and remove it from the heat so that we can start putting it into our jars that are already hot. You don't want to put it into jars that are cold or they will break. Then we will ladle off the foam off of the top of the strawberries. You won't be able to get all the foam off the top before we can it, but I like to stir it a little bit and try to get a majority of the foam off before I start to fill the jars. And you'll see I have the lids in the background ready to go on top of the jars. After we get them ladled, and we use white vinegar to clean the rims. So we will clean the rims with the white vinegar. We will run our finger through. I found a sticky spot on the rim. I will use some more vinegar to get that off. I will do another finger test to make sure there's no chips. And then we will take the lids out of the pot and put them on top of all the jars and then secure them with a ring. When you secure them with a ring, it doesn't have to be super tight. As my mother-in-law says, womanly tight. And we will put them in the canning rack. We want to make sure there's no room for them to wiggle in the canning rack. That's why I have 2 empty jars that we will then fill with water to hold them down during the canning process, because we're bringing this to a rapid boil whenever we can them, and we do not want them to jostle around. So once it gets to a rapid boil, depending on your altitude, you will boil them for the canning process. Once they have canned, you will then take out your jars and put them in a dry space for about 12 to 24 hours. I like to do 24 hours and then let them set up. You'll need to read your canning book on how long to process your strawberry jam. I'm at 2,000 feet above sea level, so I have to process them for 11. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy this video and make yourself some fresh jam.